Very dangerous for Echo. A lot is on their shoulders. If they want to continue, they gotta win this one. But I kinda feel like for next Flash, they want to end this.
This is match points for the Orcas here. Go big or go home. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 4 between Echo and Burn X Flash. This could potentially be the last game of today.
The stakes are high, and Echo, they're working on whatever that they can in order to get themselves out of this deep ditch.
I mean, it's not going to be easy. To kick things off, immediately we're already seeing that Carl TZ has been slowed down on hitting his level 2. We know for a fact that Chima is going to be able to power farm relatively fast until Bane, depending on what build that Carl TZ decides to go. Damage probably is not going to be the way. He's probably going to build full tank here because he needs to be able to kind of face people like Chima or even ATM when it comes down to walking up to these neutral objectives rather than having to wait for the rest of his team to do the job for him. Yaoi, in this case, his job is pretty simple, right? Get on top of the right target, start setting things up like Keyboy in the previous matchup, and then let the rest of the team like Sanji and as well as Kartizi to finish them off with their ults, right? That's the general game plan.
Okay, early flicker here actually exhausted there by CCat in the mid lane. Things are getting a little bit aggressive here in the mid side, but I really wanted to talk about this Uranus and Joy matchup. How is that supposed to end up? Who has the better lane? But wait a minute.
Well, the Daily Cat.
Alright.
It's not gonna do very much, but Shama is just somewhere around the corner. We're just waiting for something to happen. The B7 tried to go for the hook, didn't quite land.
Okay, back to that question, right? This EXP lane.
Literally goes nowhere. Like, Sanford is probably not going to kill ATM without some outside influence, and worst off, ATM technically is able to proxy without getting punished too hard overall, right? It really comes down to if ATM gets his first item in comparison. Oh no, he's in a lot of trouble now.
Both of them are currently level 4. The Rhythm of Joy connects down onto Shama. ATM, he's gonna be pretty much A-okay as he right now has got his ultimate. They can actually just pop up anytime that they want. Shama takes the turtle. Sanji pops on the RWM. C-Can pops of his own RWM, but they don't really care about popping up onto one another. Sanji and C-Can are just staring at one another and just be like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Both launching artillery, both trading 2 for 2, dead even on either side. But now we're starting to see a couple of cracks coming in from Burn X Flash. We're thinking that maybe the Echo is suffering a lot from this fatigue, but now we're starting to see that even with Burn X Flash, some of their moves are starting to get sloppy, right? We're not seeing the polish that we saw in Games 3 as well as Game number 1 initially. Now, as the lanes start getting influenced again, I feel like Echo is defaulting to a very standard line of gameplay. We're not seeing anything too crazy out of them, and we're not seeing the raw conditioning that we expected out of Echo's side. But even for Burn X Flash, right, they don't mind this. Playing the default strategy is totally okay, especially since the majority of this game is going to be predetermined with how you play the lane, how you get ahead in the lane.
And you can see that actually come to fruition here in that gold lane, right? A lot of focus. Even Sanji has actually rotated towards that area. They need Benny QT to come online as fast as possible to deal with these heavyweights in the front line from the side of Burn X Flash, like ATM, like Chima, especially when it comes down to those 5v5s when they're centering around and just going for those objectives.
I mean, just look at this, right? ATM, he can be as annoying as you want. Droid doesn't really threaten him, and the same goes the opposite way around. And even for Bane, no matter what he does, Fredrin is, especially if he's not building into damage, and it looks like he's building into the more tank variant of it, really doesn't stand a chance. Because at the end of the day, Chima is able to face tank him all the way through, and if you start piling it up with CCat, you start piling it up specifically with D7, it becomes very, very difficult to actually get your butt on top of the pits.
All of 4 members from the side of Burn X Flash is ready and prepared for this turtle fight. In fact, even Donut could just jump in anytime as long as he clear out this wave. And he could do that very fast. With the Palace Rage pretty much ready, they would want to contest for this turtle as much as possible. Sanji pop off with the RWM. Deadly Kite comes in. Shama steals it right under the nose of Echo. Echo couldn't do anything. What's wrong, Kaltizi? The Iron Hook connects right down on Sanford, the one that shouldn't be caught. And ATM is a little bit late for the party. But what can he possibly do here? He just keeps on going with the Ionic Edge. C-Cat goes in for the flicker. He wants to bring Kaltizi down. Yaoi, Sanji, and Kaltizi, unfortunately, is under the turret and unable to do much.
Yeah, Burnix Flash just really picking up the pace here in the 5th minute of the game. And to be fair, Shima is a level above Karl TZ, so it really wasn't Karl TZ's turtle to win. But even so, I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong going on, but wait a minute.
Yowie, good jump, but unfortunately, that is on the Shamar. One person. There's not much of a follow-up that we can expect to see there, and Burnix Flash will take that opportunity to bring down the first turret of this game.
Yep, the macro aspect of it with Burnix Flash is playing to their strengths, right? They unlocked Donut already, and now they're going to start swapping lanes to the top side of the map just so that they can farm as quickly as possible. If they get that mid turret, even better, but I don't think Echo is just going to allow them to do it for free. Now, knowing that Karl TZ doesn't have this ultimate, now we see that Burnix Flash, they can take more aggressive positions, and I would have imagined that they would have started invading the jungle at this point of time, but interesting. They're sticking around, and they're also giving a couple of camps over to the Beatrix. They really are funneling Donut.
2,400 gold lead for Burnix Flash, so that kind of doesn't make sense so far. I have never seen this. Echo have not picked up a single objective. Chama was able to take away the purple buff.
Sloppy plays. It really comes down to sloppy plays now. Echo returning to default. Retribution battles losing by Karl TZ.
No, but Karl didn't use his retribution.
I mean, technically, yeah, it didn't. But for now, Yowie focuses on the Sea-Cat. They did manage to get a kill, and that is great. They have an advantage on top of Burnix Flash. Shamar is going to be putting himself on top of the turtle, and he's just going to be left with 1v1. Shamar and Karl TZ, level 9 versus level 9. Yeah, Karl TZ still lost the fight. Donut jumps right in and manages to get a kill on the Sanford. 1-for-1 trade. And now it's going to be level Karl TZ in the midst of it all. Donut snipes him right on down. And that is going to be a devastation onto Echo.
The fatigue is here. They're exhausted. We're playing again. BXF is playing against a tired, exhausted Echo, and it's clear even with Karl TZ not even using that retribution. Let's look at the instant replay one more time, right? As soon as they walk up, it's unlucky that Karl TZ wasn't able to get in that spot, but it doesn't explain why Sanford is allowing himself to get hit by these abilities, especially the Bloody Han. He should be dashing into these bushes confidently because he has the reaction time, and we know he has the reaction time to get away with this.
That's why I kept saying this is off, right? It's off. It's not the Echo that we're so used to, so accustomed to. And Burnix Flash, they're taking advantage of it. I'm serious. Look at the stats, right? 0-0-0. No tower, no turtles just yet.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get anything on the board. Look at ATM now.
The deadly catch tosses right out, and Sea-Cat, he did manage to keep 2% in the box. But it's not gonna amount to much. Sanji's HP doesn't seem to be good, but ATM, he can bring so much pressure just by being in this positive location. But let's be honest here, will he really die? Benny Cutie is forced to rotate. ATM is finally going down.
Okay, finally they get something for it, right? ATM has just been a little bit too disrespectful.
D7 Iron Hook, Bloody Hunt connecting down. Goes easy, Yowie going down at the same damn time. Sanji wasn't able to do quite much, and Sanji is only going to be the RWM. Sea-Cat joins right in, Bandicoot is dead.
This is just painful to watch at this point. This is just the Kings. I get it. People are going to be saying that they've lost their crown at this point, but Echo, can you really blame them? They're trying their best. They're trying to put everything on their table. These young players are tired, and BXF, they have come off of a fresh break after their best of 5 series, and they watched everything go down. And now, I mean, just look at this instant replay. How many things could have gone better? The instant pickup from that Iron Hook. Even Yowie still trying to make it work by jumping into the middle of that fight. But it was the setup beforehand. The fact that ATM specifically getting a majority of the big spells from the side of Echo put him in this position, right?
I don't wish to question Benny Cutie. But
I was about to mention,
But the flicker seems like it's an accidental tap. Because whenever you tap on the flicker, it goes towards your opponents.
Oh, I don't know. Because I was about to point that out too, right? I thought that it was an unnecessary engage that Benny Cutie took there. Understanding, like you mentioned, the cooldowns and the calculations. It's not Benny Cutie's style. 8,000 gold lead for BXF in the first 10 minutes. And it's looking like they want more.
It is so different. It's an RWM on top of an RWM. Sanji forced to flicker out of that. But Netbridge touched onto Kaltizi. But in the meantime, that is going to be Yawi. They're just going to be jumping over to the back line. Followed by the Bloody Hunt, locking them down as much as they can. Sanford's still going to be alive so far. CCAT, D7, ATM, and Shamar will have no choice but to back off after a 1-for-1 trade with Donuts, the dead guy.
Even on fumes, Echo still finds the angle, and I'm surprised they decided to try to make the attempt because Sanji had already used the RWM. Kaltizi had already used the Deadly Catch at that point of time. But let's look at the items, right? They still haven't lost any inhibitors. I'm not seeing the damage just yet. I'm seeing the carry currently only add 2 items. They still need to have, at the very least, a Demon Hunter Sword to really start the profit. He's a little bit of gold off.
So far behind. But I guess now Echo is in a foot in the right direction, right? They really just want to buy a little bit more time for Benny Cutie to start getting those integral items to the kit and the damage that we know carry to be. Later on, these frontliners coming in from Burn X Flash should not be as, I would say, dominant with the way that they have played so far. But do they have the time towards to do that?
This situation really feels like a chicken and egg kind of thing. They want to drag the game for Benny Cutie, but in order to do that, they have to take neutral objectives. But Kaltizi is low on level 12 versus level 14.
And the freezing of the lanes, right, from Burn X Flash,
Yes.
it's really just drying them out.
Yeah, you have to starve them out. If you're in Burn X Flash's position, this is still war, right? I'm not going to feel sorry for you. This is for 3rd place, and this is for Cambodia, so I can understand the sentiment coming in from Burn X Flash, and they're making it loud and clear to Echo that you better not walk out of your base. We know that you have high ground defense, but if you don't have enough gold, and we know that Donut has basically almost gotten full items, plus a Haas Claw to ensure that he can't possibly make a mistake. Now, they're just going to hold you out, rinse you out, and let you dry under the sun. It's going to be an easy lore take here, yep.
It's going to be an easy lord after all. But Shamar, resetting the lord on purpose. This is something that we definitely seen from the side of Blacklist International. They understand that they had the control of this game. However, dragging Pokemon may also not necessarily be good for them. They take it down, no challenge from Echo at all.
They can't at this point, right?
They really can't. And it's not in the control of Echo, right? They cannot push the tempo. They have nobody who was winning in their lane hard enough to really make the difference at the end of the day. And they know, let's look at the game item equipment, and I think this will sell you the story even better.
Look at this. Just the disparity, right? Gideon. Oh, man. Oh, this is
an upset.
It's hard to watch.
It's hard.
It's hard to watch.
It very is hard because look, Samford, he's trying his absolute best. He's got 3 items, and the fact that he does have mystery bargain in this case is going to be more than enough. But here we go, Burn X Flash. Let's see if they can end this.
The Lord barging right in with his trusty trident. He pillages and wants to bring Echo down. He's gonna go down real fast. But Burn X Flash will make full use of every single minion that will be marching in its way. Burn X Flash is not going to try to overextend themselves by picking off with a kill. They understand that even throughout it all, even with all this advantage, goal advantage, Echo still have a chance to fight back with the core under their nose.
Oh, Yaoi's charging though. Do you think he can get something?
It doesn't seem like it. Unfortunately, completely misses out. And there's the Bloody Hunter connects onto him. Yaoi literally delivered himself over to the side of Burn X Flash. Sanford will want to cover for it, only to be melted down by the Wesker. And now with 3 person left on the side of Echo, Burn X Flash will try
3 waves are
bring
crashing.
the middle lane right down in.
3 waves are crashing here, Abstract.
The waves are crashing indeed. They're escorting right in. Left with Patty, Sanji, and Kaltizi. Is this how it's all gonna end? Burn X Flash, they're taking their time. They understood that they don't have to rush this off. D7 with a sliver of health. Shamar, in fact, a lot of them doesn't have a lot of health to walk with. He jumped in, and he managed to find onto Seacat. In the end, Echo pushes the entirety of Burn X Flash away.
Echo still wants to stay in the game. But it is still going to be D7 taken down there in the top side. They managed to stay in the game a little bit longer, trying to go for the engage here, going full mid. They want to take things back into their control.
That's my M4 champion right there. Even on fumes, even with nothing left in the tank, the heart there just going on pure heart, pure instinct. Warriors in their own right. Take what is yours, take what's back, because Burnex Flash, they're gonna have to work for this end.
And work they will. That initial 6,000 gold lead has shrunk to only 4,000. And this is what we meant. Buying time for Echo is going to be very important. The fact that Yaoi was able to make that play, get the pick onto those important members from Burnex Flash, really bought Echo enough time to perhaps turn things around. And now 5v5, they're gonna start going for the Lord Dance once again. Does Echo have it in their kit to play this chess game once again with Burnex Flash?
So right now, at least they've evened out the score. This is the point where they can actually do this. They see an angle here. Look, the mid lane setup. They've already got two ready to push out in case anybody does anything a little too crazy. But Echo, they don't mind Burnex Flash being on top of it first. They know that they can punish them. Look at the response coming in from Burnex Flash. Sending Bodona. Wait, the conceal play. The conceal play going all the way around here, looking for an opportunity.
They're looking for carry.
Yaoi jumps right in, and that is going to be a stun, but unfortunately D7 will still stay alive. Kaltizi works his way. He's going to be running back. He needs to ensure that he's still going to be alive. He needs to ensure that the entirety of the team keeps him alive. Donut all the way to the back. The entirety of BXF. Their HP is not looking good at all. As Echo now rampages through. They are on a mission like a man possessed. And Burnex Flash, they have nowhere in hell gonna get back into this fight. ADM being chowed down like a hungry toddler. Shamar wants to take on the retribution battle. Echo takes this game just for now.
4-for-1 trade. Look at the death timers. Ladies and gentlemen, is this it for Burnex Flash?
And now Benedict Cutie. It seems like this is gonna be the end. And we are going into a 5-game series.
That's my world champion. That's my world champion pick. Second win